Hey, music community, Jeff back again with the completion. I believe this is all I got. This is a completion of my Black Friday sales purchases. These are online again, so, you know, count them as Black Friday or Cyber Monday, but they were purchased during the Black Friday or, well, I guess they were just sales on the website. So anyway, there are a couple CDs and a couple vinyl records, so let's get right into this because there's a chunk of stuff here. Now, the majority, these are all purchased from two sites. One is the Rocks Records site, rocksrecords.com. However, on the Rocks Records, there's like two different. They also have the No Life Till Metal stuff, which is Scott Waters' label. And so actually, all of these came, that I'm showing, all of these came from his label. So No Life Till Metal, I believe you can go to nolifetillmetal.com and probably find his site. But anyway, and then some just random stuff that they have in their collection that are not on their label or Scott's. And then the second batch of things came from the site for Boone's Overstock. They put out some stuff too on like other labels themselves, Brutal Planet, stuff like that. Let's get into this. So I'm going to save that one for a second here. First up, some miscellaneous CDs. These came from the Rocks or from the probably from the No Life Till Metal distro site. Mystery of Illusion by Chastain. The first Chastain album, 1985, that came out. Now, if you remember a couple videos back, a couple months ago, I did a CD collection, and I did the C's, and I actually went across Chastain. And I mentioned at that point that I had this Mystery of Illusion, which has been deemed not an official release. It's got the Mystery of Illusion album, plus it's got the Spike album, which is David Chastain's band before he did the solo stuff. And so according to David, it is an unofficial release. So this is an official release, just came out real recently on Dive Bomb Records, like in the past 2020. And it includes the entire album plus 2 demos of songs that were from that time. And it's got the whole package deal, booklet and everything. It's a beautiful setup. Dive Bomb Records does excellent. So they had this in their distro site over at Rocks Records, and I picked this up. Everything on their site was 50% off, everything. So I scooped up some things. Another one I got was Chastain's For Those Who Dare. Again, if you remember my video back then, I showed this one. This is the original For Those Who Dare that came out by the record label. This was released by the band a while later. It's the band mix. Apparently when this came out, the label remixed it and it didn't sound like what the band wanted. They went back, fixed it, and then reissued this again on Dive Bomb Records and again on 2020. So again, they had this. This is the 30th anniversary. The other one was the 35th anniversary. So they've been releasing these. They sound wonderful. They look wonderful. They packaged wonderful. Everything nice and official about it. So I did grab those. Now, the other CD that I got, this is actually on Brutal Planet. So this came from Boone's Overstock, and that's Patriarchs in Black. Now, this was very much a love child project of Scott Waters, who had got Matt at Brutal Planet to reissue this. Patriarchs in Black is basically two guys. It's the guitar player from Hades, and it is the drummer from Typo Negative. And it's kind of a doomy, sludgy, heavy, just basic metal approach. And they've got 3 albums out that were released in like 22, 23, and 24. 3 new albums, or 3 albums in the past 3 years. And this one came out this year. And it's only an EP, and it's called Covered in Black because it is a covers album. And it's got 6 songs, one of which is one of their own songs, but the other 5 are covers. They do Twisted Sister, Peter Gabriel, Kiss, Led Zeppelin, and then Motorhead. So anyway, Destroyer, Games Without Frontiers, Rock Bottom, The Chase is Better Than the Catch, Friends, and then their own song, My Veneration. Killer stuff. Like I said, they got 3 albums out. I know Scott talks them up a lot, so he was excited to be able to put this out. So check it out. Brutal Planet Records, great stuff. Now, moving into the vinyl. Let's get into this. Let's see. We are going to these. Yeah, I think all of these. Yeah, these first ones all came from Rocks Records and they're half off sale, so I had to scoop them up. Some of these, this one's actually fairly new. I think it just recently came out, and the other ones have been out for a little while. And that is Firewind. Let's see, it's Forged by Fire. This is their 2004 album. Now, it was on like what was it, on Century Media or something originally. Yeah, Century Media. This is technically, well, this is the first vinyl release of this album in the US. It was released by Century Media in 2017. So this is really one of the first reissues where it's a little more, you know, US and worldwide. It's on a pretty greenish color there. But anyway, yeah, Firewind, Grease Band, political, power metal, epic, power metal, melodic, screeching vocals, great stuff. Gus G, featuring Gus G, special guest Marty Friedman of Megadeth, and James Murphy of Obituary and Testament. Great album. Now, they did release Allegiance also, but that one they did not have in stock when the sale went, so sadly I missed out on that, and I have to pick it up at a later day, but I grabbed that. And then these, again, are part of the ones that Scott Waters is either involved in releasing or is distributing. There Will Be Blood by Vindicator. Vindicator are a Ohio-based thrash metal band. This is their first album, and it came out in 2008. And this was also at one point released on vinyl, but only in the Czech Republic back in 2017. So this is one of the first real, worldwide type reissues. There are 3 variants of this you'll find. There is a white and red splatter. Then there is a what they call Wax Mage, which is kind of a red. It looks kind of cool. And then there's a random color. So there are 3 different releases. I have the random color one, and I don't even know what you want to call that. Goldish, pukish, blue, greenish, weirdish, brownish, strange. There's all kinds of different colors. Scott Waters distro, the No Life Till Metal distro, only had like 5 copies of this. I'm surprised. They've been on the website for a couple months, and I didn't move on them. But when the sale came around and I can get it for half off, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take one of those 5 copies. So I grabbed that. There Will Be Blood. Interesting new cover for this versus the original. So I grabbed that. Great thrash band. Up next, the 1996 release Heal from Sacred Reich. Now, this one has had vinyl reissues in the past because it came out in the 90s. It's a Metal Blade Records. They released it back in the day. This is going to be the first reissue on vinyl many years later. Sacred Reich, you're probably familiar with them. They've been around for a long time. They've had a lot of great releases through the 90s, 2000s, etc. This one's on orange. Great stuff. Great packaging, everything, whatever. This is on Scott Waters' label, No Life Till Metal, so you can pick it up. Limited pressings, I'm sure, so grab them while you can. These next 2 are basically the only 2 from this New Jersey band. Slaughterhouse. This is their 1990, their first album release. So, and these were also on Metal Blade. So, these were released back on vinyl in the 90s, I believe, when Metal Blade did it. This is on a red marble looking pretty there. More thrash band, more thrash stuff from New Jersey, and great sounding stuff. If you like that old school 90s thrash, which is really up my alley. I like the late 80s, the early 90s, where things were still a little more palatable as far as vocals go. They weren't too extreme. So I definitely wanted to grab these, and I've had them on my wish list, and I finally grabbed that. So that's the 1990 album, been reissued this year. And then Face Reality is the 1991, their second album that was also reissued. And I don't, this is a red clear splatter. Again, more of the same, just great thrashy material. Really enjoying these releases. So grab those while you can. They're fairly limited also. Up next, now these are on, what label was this on? These came from the from Boone's Overstock, which is the label where the site, retail site where you buy the stuff for Brutal Planet. These are on Brutal Planet. So these are the 2 recent reissues of Symphorce, Twice Second. Symphorce is a German metal band, and the vocalist for this band is the singer from the band Brainstorm. So you may have heard of them. They have quite a few albums out. and one of which has been reissued also, I think, by Brutal Planet, which I picked up. So melodic metal, power metal type stuff. Great stuff. Symphonically sounding. This one is on a, what they say, this is first time on vinyl, because again, this is originally a 2002 release, kind of a weird green there, clearish translucent. Great stuff though. If you like that melodic power metal of overseas, you're going to love this, and you're going to love that was their 2004 release, and you also love their 2002 release, Phorceful Ahead, also by the same band. And this one is on a pretty clearish yellowish color there. Again, more of the same great melodic power metal. Golden era of symphonic power metal, produced yellow vinyl, produced by whoever this guy is from Primal Fear, Sinner, and Brainstorm. Anyway, two great albums by them. There are quite a few albums by this band, so I'm wondering if they're going to continue on. I guess it depends on how sales are. These are all part of the limited run vinyl series, so you're going to want to grab them quick. BoonesOverstock.com, you can grab this one. Go to roxrecords.com, scan through the No Life Till Metal distro and No Life Till Metal subsection of the site to find the other releases. But that's it. Just some great power metal and thrash metal and things along that line from not only some classic bands of yesteryear, but the new one from Patriarchs and Black. Check it all out though. Thanks a lot for watching. I will see you later. Rock on and rock hard.